Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. As you have no doubt deduced from the title of the stream, we will be watching Firefly tonight. We will be watching. The episode is trash. I've been making that pun all week. Dana can tell you.
Yes,
Like,
I can tell you, but I don't need to because you just did.
but it's like,
Thanks
yeah,
a lot, Steve.
we're up. I don't know about this Firefly this week. I hear the episode is trash.
Oh, it is. So are the characters.
Trash episode with trash. It's a trash show with trash characters.
Uh-huh. You just can't stand them.
So anyway, Dana,
Uh-huh.
how are you?
Aren't we gonna watch an episode of Firefly? Because let me
Okay.
tell you, it
Well,
has oh boy.
do you want to shall I show off first?
Yes, please show off because
Okay.
you're not having pizza tonight, are you?
No,
I'm
I'm
having
not.
pizza. It's just taking a while to get here. Sorry, guys.
The last several weeks we have established our Trek Reluctantly stream as pizza night. And
Da 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 da.
but yeah, I am not having pizza tonight. I am having instead of pizza. Um, and I know and
Where
radical
has it led? Where has it led? This is where it has led.
Radical Bacon has been guessing like crazy in the live chat. So I made a homemade seitan chicken sandwich, and so this is it. You can't really see it too well, but that's it on the plate. And that's
Oh, that's lovely.
some steamed broccoli for a side, and that's some mixed greens for lettuce. On
What's under the lettuce?
a couple of pickles and some mayo.
Oh, you gotta have the mayonnaise.
Absolutely. And yeah, and on a grilled brioche bun. And
Oh, so fancy.
I had
I'm
one
so proud of
yesterday.
you.
I had one yesterday, and it was really good. And then I had some. I took one, and because you make like a batch of them, you make a seitan is like a dough, and so I made them actually yesterday, and then have them in the fridge. And whenever I want one, you just take it out and grill it. And I made one for lunch today that I didn't show you, where I took the seitan cutlet and I sliced it into strips and had it on top of a salad, and that was good. Um, and I didn't have time to roast the broccoli radical bacon. And the steamed broccoli is good. I like steamed broccoli. I actually really, I roasted broccoli is good too, but I really like steamed broccoli. But yeah, so yeah, that's my instead of in lieu of pizza night. That's what I got. So, and I'm very proud with how it turned out. It's
You
the
should
first
be.
time. It's the because well, and I didn't say it's the first time I've actually done that. It's the first time I've actually made like homemade seitan. So I was very pleased with how it turned out.
That's so awesome.
So yeah. So I'm going to dig into that when we start watching the episode. But oh, and Philip says, okay, what a great segue. Because now that I've bragged about my culinary prowess, Philip Kehoe says the disability trek actually was really good. Nice work. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And and thank you for for correcting my pronunciation, Garrett. It's Satan apparently, not Seitan. Whatever. Satan. Could it be Satan? I need to get some echo on the mic when I say that. But yeah, so the Trek Actually episode today was about representation of disabled people in Star Trek, and eagle-eyed viewers of my channel no doubt noticed that it was about 8 hours late. Usually, I put videos up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and this video was about 8 hours late, and that was my fault, but not my fault. Like there were some challenges exporting the video, um, because it's a slightly longer video than Trek Actually videos usually are. It's 50 minutes, and Trek Actually videos are usually a little bit longer than half an hour lately. So it took a lot longer to export, and I set it last night. I finished editing it yesterday and set it to export overnight, hoping I could just get up this morning and it would be done and I could upload it. And
And you were wrong.
I was wrong, Dana. I was tragically mistaken. I got up and is that a pizza is here smile?
Pizza here, wiggle. Woo!
And so I got up and there was an error. Like Adobe Premiere had an error exporting it, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun." So I tinkered with
God
it.
gummit, Adobe.
So I tinkered with it a little, and then exported it again and had to wait like 5 or 6 hours for it to finish because again it was like a long video with a lot of stuff on it, and it worked. So no harm, no foul. It's happened before, where that has happened, and I've had to re-export it and upload it late, but it was no big deal. But that's why the video was late. It was annoying for a few minutes, and then it was a slightly it was a recurring source of mild stress throughout the day as I would peek in and check and make sure it was still exporting and then go back to what I was doing. But it's all good. So it's all
I'm
good.
so glad, and it seems to have been well received too.
Yeah, people seem to like it so far. It's only been actually it went up about 2 hours ago, and people seem to have enjoyed it so far. So I'm glad, because that's a tricky territory, because me not being a disabled person, I'm sort of like going outside of my lane, which is, best avoided. And if you do it with an abundance of caution and sensitivity. And hopefully I did that. So people seem to like the video. So hopefully it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because, you don't want to like ignore that sort of thing. But at the same time, you don't, like if you only ever stay in your lane and you only ever interact with your people, you're, sort of perpetuating the problem.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you realize that it's not your experience. So you have, you definitely want to be careful about it. And of course, be receptive to criticism as well.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, that's the other. Yeah. I mean, if somebody leaves me a comment and says, "Oh man, you really screwed this up," then you need to be accepting of that. You know what I mean? Yeah, Garrett makes a good point. Garrett says, in his opinion, it would only be outside my lane if I hadn't consulted and if it hadn't been well informed. Yeah, I mean, I think it's preferable. Obviously, you want to do it so that it's, you do your research and make sure I just make sure I get it right. I wanted to get it right. And I'm sure I didn't get it right in the minds of everybody. I'm sure there'll be people, disabled folks who'll watch it and go, nope. And that's fine. I mean, I'm
no group of people is a monolith.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
It's like saying, well, I have, this one friend who's female and she says that it's okay to call women various things,
various slurs,
gendered slurs, because there are quite a few to choose from.
Isn't it weird how many insults are just different names for women? It's just probably a coincidence.
So odd.
It certainly doesn't speak to any deep-seated prejudice in our culture.
What? Our culture doesn't have prejudice.
That's right. We fixed all that in the 60s.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, how has your day been?
Well, it's gotten a lot better all of a sudden.
Weird how the arrival of pizza seems to have buoyed your spirits.
It's strange how that works.
Indeed.
I'm just, apparently I'm an easy woman. Offer me pizza and I'm just like, I'm happy. It doesn't even take pizza. I mean, most
foodstuffs.
Most foodstuffs will do that. Like even like, I munch on celery all the time. So like, I'm not actually all that fond of celery, but if somebody like offered me celery, I would just be like, not because I like celery, but because that shows that they paid attention to like my habits and things that I do. And I'm just like, oh, that's so thoughtful of you.
You got this thing I like.
I do love food, some random geek. I mean, and just, you've got this thing that I like, but this thing that shows that you paid attention to me.
Yeah, that I like.
It's very thoughtful. And pizza makes me effervescent.
Indeed.
I don't know. What kind of chemical reaction is that? And I also have soda, which is effervescent. So there's that.
Still works.
Carbonated water.
Carbonated water, FTW.
Woo! FTW, carbonated water with sweetener, Steve. With sweetener in it.
You know what? This doesn't have sweetener, but it's lemon lime flavored.
It's an insult. But you know what? I mean, I guess, you just like things that are bitter. I mean, it's that and your sludge.
And you.
That's true. That's very true. I do it, and people don't understand how much I tone it down when for like the the world at large.
for
Now,
public consumption or when you're
now having
on your best
just
behavior.
exactly having just finished Ed Snowden's book, I mean, the rest of it is out there. But I am insignificant in the larger scale of things. Plus,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really incriminating or anything. It's just, me actually giving you hell instead of just, razzing you a bit here and there.
Radical Bacon's asking, because we both got the Johnson and Johnson vaccination. Just
Yes.
coincidentally, that was the one I got too. Any side effects? I have had none, like at all.
I was flu-y the next day, and not badly so, but enough that given that it was a Saturday, I was like, I'm staying in bed. So I mean, that was the extent of my day. I stayed in bed, and when I woke up, I'm like, I'm gonna have a little bit to eat, and I was like, I feel gross. I'm gonna soak in the tub for a little bit, and then I'm like, okay, I'm tired. I'm going back to bed. That was it. I did that like 3 times.
Did you get have you gotten like an email or a text like alerting you to the CDC pausing it because of pausing the Johnson and Johnson because there were cases of blood clots? Very, very few. There were like 7 cases out of like 7 million doses. Like it's a very, very minuscule side effect, but they were, I guess they were concerned enough about it that they just paused it just to make sure that it was okay. And I got and like I said, I've been fine. Like I haven't noticed any. But
probably not, because they may not have had my correct phone number.
Oh, that's right, because you just changed your number.
I changed my phone number recently.
But because I got a text about it today, and I was like, oh yeah, so
I already got it. So well.
Yeah. So shall we? You got your pizza. I got my sandwich.
Pizza, you got sandwich. We are all good. I am because you were. So we did our sound check, but you were just listening.
Yes,
you weren't watching.
I
right?
didn't.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
So once again, we're watching.
We're watching trash.
We're watching trash.
Those of you who know it, this has the best opening.
Oh wow.
The best opening.
Awesome.
In fact, I will be I'll be making Bloody Jack references, and you'll know exactly why as soon as we get started.
Is there pirate shit?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, wow. Okay, I can't wait to see what the Bloody Jack references are. Okay, so yeah, and as some random geek just dropped into the live chat, we are starting at time code 051 because there is a previously on montage at the beginning that Dana's version doesn't have, and apparently and apparently neither do a lot of other people who are watching it on DVD or like don't have the previously on. So just skip ahead to 051 if you do have that, like I do.
Black Cover 95, yeah, it depends on how it's numbered. Mine has it in the order in which they aired,
right?
So it has it as number 13, but
yeah, production order it's number 11.
Order it's 11.
It's 11, yeah. Trash. All right, so I will count us in from 3 if you are ready.
I'm ready. I got a mouthful.
You're definitely ready now. I got a mouthful of pizza. Okay, here we go, everybody. I'll count us in from 3. 3, 2, 1, play.
Black Cover 95. Steve hasn't seen it, so we're not giving spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. I haven't seen it.
Oh, now you've seen it.
What's he doing?
Best opening. You know the reference, don't you, Steve?
Yes.
I'm in the club.
Boy, we've all had days like that, haven't we?
See, out in space, you can be anything you want. Captain Mal, he be naked.
It's Gallagher. That's the perfect line.
There you go, Black Cover 95. I didn't want to give that up, but yeah, it's this episode. Garrett, that is awesome.
Yeah. You know, is he a thinker or is he just posing?
Oh, Mal is quite the poser.
That's what I'm. No, Monty is
like,
not
but
very
what I don't
effective
get
at.
is what I don't get is the exciting music. It doesn't work.
I don't know. We all saw the episode, Saffron.
Oh, see that again. She's as smart or stupid as the plot demands.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that consistently.
Thanks for blowing my con there, Mal.
That was the whole, yeah, Corey. Mm-hmm. Mr. Krupp, exactly. I think that's Corey's point. There's that.
You are mixing. I noticed that. Take that as a no. Garrett, was that the version that eventually had a pilot made with Adrian Palicki? You know, Mal, you have a suspicious nature.
She's already said she has something that she wants. She said talking business.
Right. She's not even yet.
Let's just interrupt this person every single time. See,
Oh, Mal. Geisha bobbleheads. Now you're talking.
yes, you did own it, girl, because apparently the bobbleheaded geisha dolls did not actually pull much of a profit.
Apparently not.
Well, she was gonna, but some dumbass had to mess it up.
Sputter? Oh, you knew that was coming. 3, 2, 1, pause. So paused at 13:02. So Saffron returns.
Da-da-da! Wife in a box.
Yeah.
Very convenient. This show likes to put women in boxes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I imagine if the show had gone beyond one season, that would have become like a recurring
thing.
motif. Yeah,
I mean, it already kind of
it
is
kind
a
of
recurring
is.
motif.
That kind of is. Yeah.
David, no. Try not saying words. Just not like at all. That would be great.
Yeah. And Garrett mentioned in the chat a couple minutes ago that Christina Hendricks, who of course plays Saffron, Nicholas Winding Refn wanted to cast her to play Wonder Woman in what was a proposed Wonder Woman TV series about, what was that, about maybe 10, 12, 15 years ago. It's been a while. And eventually Adrian Palicki was cast as Wonder Woman, and they only ever made a pilot, and it was never, I don't think it was ever even shown anywhere. It just didn't go anywhere. But you know, I don't know. It's hard for me to picture.
Her acting is great, but no,
I can't picture her as Wonder Woman.
Tiny Wonder Woman. No.
Yeah, Adrian Palicki, I think physically suits the part. I think she could have been a pretty good Wonder Woman, but I can't really picture Christina Hendricks as Wonder Woman.
You want to go from this show, Gina Torres.
Gina, yeah, I think, have we talked about that before? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gina Torres would be a terrific Wonder Woman. Yeah. I agree with you.
I mean, she's great at punching people in the face.
10 years ago, Garrett says, yeah. Yes. Gina Torres would be a really good Wonder Woman.
10 years ago or today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She still would be. Absolutely. Yeah. And also, someone mentioned Ben Edlund, who is the writer or co-writer for this episode, who was also the creator of The Tick, and wrote and produced the various TV shows adapted from that. And he was a writer on some other Joss Whedon shows too. He was a writer on and a producer on Angel as well. Yeah. He actually, I think he may have. I can't remember if he wrote the puppet episode or not, or maybe that was Whedon who wrote the puppet episode. But yeah, Ben Edlund was. I know he was a writer on Angel for definitely for the last season. He's good. He's a really good.
Yeah, everybody's on Gina Torres. I mean, why is Gina Torres not Wonder Woman? Like, I mean, just
here's what I'm.
Don't get me wrong, Gal is like smoking hot, but Gina Torres carries herself. I mean, in a number of things that I've seen her, just she has that. Just I don't know that sense of grounding that you're not gonna knock her down.
No. Yeah, she's great. And I mean, you could, because it seems like in the movies at this point, they're pretty set on Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. But
she's really great.
She's a terrific Wonder Woman. But
have you seen the skirt flip with the pistol? Oh my God. Ugh.
The skirt flip with the pistols. Like there's one, I don't know what movie it's from. I've only ever seen it in GIF sets. But like there's one where she's just walking along and she's wearing a skirt that's like a little lower than mid thigh. It's not like a mini skirt or anything, but she does a skirt flip and then she's got like thigh holsters and she takes out both pistols and it's like, oh hello. Oh shit.
Yeah, I know it's awesome.
But I was thinking like because they're DC and Warner Brothers are a little more sort of accommodating when it comes to alternate versions of the characters on TV. So if they wanted to do like, if they wanted to introduce Wonder Woman into one of the HBO Max TV series, or if they wanted to introduce her into one of the CW shows, I mean, Gina Torres would be perfect for that. Would be absolutely perfect for that. Now, Richard Moore says, I have a hard time picturing Nathan Fillion as Superman or Batman because he did such an effective skewering as Captain Hammer. Well, and also,
so you know who he gets to be is Aquaman, the one that nobody takes seriously. Everybody tells Nathan Fillion, why don't you go talk to fish?
Yeah. But, David
fish. Hi, Aquaman!
David Cortan.
Any crime today? Hi,
David Cortan points out that Nathan would be good as Hal. Of course, he's done the voice of Hal in a lot of the animated
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
And been good. And yeah, I can see him as a decent Hal Jordan. And of course, he is going to play a DC character in the new Suicide Squad movie. Nathan Fillion is in it as Detaching Arms Man. So, you know, I bet he's one of the ones that dies. Like
he would really enjoy a good death scene.
Well, because
he would have so much fun.
One of the fun things about the way they're marketing the new Suicide Squad movie is they're basically all but coming out and telling you that most of the characters are going to die. Like there's a very don't get too attached to them vibe about the marketing because it's the Suicide Squad, and there's so many characters on the team, judging by the trailer and the casting notices and stuff. It's like, oh, these most other than John Cena's character, who is getting his own show after the movie, I wouldn't take bets on any of them making it out. Like, who knows? They might kill, they might kill everybody except for Peacemaker because Peacemaker's getting the show. So. But
no, of course, the chat's talking about Adam Baldwin.
Adam Baldwin for Aquaman, David Cortan says. I don't think we need to cast Adam Baldwin and stuff. Like, you know what? At this point, if he didn't save his money, that's his problem.
Let's just Jewel State as Superman. Oh, we haven't decided. Well, yeah.
So we're doing Firefly cast members as Justice League heroes.
Yeah.
Really, Jewel State is Superman.
Yeah, I think it just be like, okay. I'm so just punch somebody, be like, I'm so sorry. Are you?
I can kind of see that.
Because she's such. I mean, she has that good heart.
Yes. Very much. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense now that you describe it in terms of her personality. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alan Tudyk would be a decent Plastic Man.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I could see him as Plastic Man. Or Mr. Croup said Green Arrow for Alan Tudyk. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, he's an actor. He doesn't have to play the exact same type that he plays as Wash. I mean, he could be. Physically, he's in the ballpark for how they typically draw Oliver, in the comics.
I can see Summer. Actually, I would put Summer as Batman.
I can kind of see that.
The creepy vibe.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, just like kicking the snot out of everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Because she kind of lurks, you know.
Yeah, just sort of lurks in the shadows and just like.
Now this is a good. E.R. Mixon's Craziest Theories pitches Adam Baldwin as Guy Gardner. I can see, especially if you're looking specifically Adam Baldwin as Jane. I think Jane and Guy Gardner have some things in common. Yeah. Who would Ron Glass have been? Maybe Martian Manhunter? They have similar, like the book and Martian Manhunter have a similar sort of demeanor. They're like sort of the calm, the vibe, like the adults in the room, sort of like.
The one sane man. I mean, I think Alan Tudyk is. I think he could pull it off. He's skilled enough, but I wouldn't out of this group.
Especially if we're more or less taking them as their Firefly characters, because like they're all good actors. I mean, Nathan Fillion doesn't strike me as a Superman or Batman type, but if you cast him as one of those characters in a live, I mean, it's not automatically going to be bad. Like he could maybe pull it off with the right script, but I mean, he's not someone that jumps to mind when I say, "Hey, live action Batman, Nathan Fillion." No, but they could play. They could. As actors, they could play various characters.
If they redid the '60s series,
he's
shit, got it. Yeah,
he would be a good '60s, like an Adam West Batman. Yeah, he would be good at that.
100%.
Because that's kind of, someone mentioned Captain Hammer. That's kind of what that character was like. Like the sort of larger than life, completely clueless, no self-awareness.
Marina could have been could also do Wonder Woman very much more, especially with Inara, more as the diplomat. But yeah, Gina is just like, I mean,
Yeah, Gina's got that locked up.
I've wanted her as Wonder Woman since I think this was the first thing I saw her in.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I started noticing her other places and looking for her stuff.
Yeah, she's got that locked up.
All right. Well, if we're gonna get through this,
that's because you have a heart. You have to be done by 8 for your family thing. So, all right. So, well, don't say it like that. It's okay.
Well, I'm already tired. So
yeah.
I'm just like, it's one
well, maybe it'll be a quick thing. You just be like, hey, how's everybody doing?
Now that because I don't have Zoom.
You don't have like a plus account, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Because you're not a fancy Dan professional YouTuber like me, baby.
I am not.
I could have Zoom calls as long as I want. Actually, I think there is a time limit, but I mean, I'm never going to get anywhere close to it. So.
All righty.
All right. So we're going to get back into this. Once again, we're paused at 13:02 for those of you who are watching it on Hulu like I am. And we are going to resume. I'll count us in from 3 and we'll watch the next act of Trash.
Woohoo!
Yeah. In 3, 2, 1, play. I like that phrase, Earth that was.
Radical Bacon, I could totally see him as Nightwing. But we got to do the finger stripes. Oh, so important.
Absolutely. Don't even do it if you're not going to give the costume finger stripes.
Seriously, what's the point?
Heyman's Alliance, the Dangerous Alliance? We're in space.
Uh-oh.
I was going to say that. Marks, Shemps.
Oh, girl, just keep your mouth shut.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dropped her like a bag of potatoes.
I'm like,
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but listen to Summer. Oh, he's turning into Adam Baldwin. Can we play I Spy? It's all going to work out fine, I can tell.
Which I have.
See? Oh, it's Canto Bite. David Corte made a different Star Wars reference. He says it reminds him of Bespin. The trash. Isis Canyon. I thought we would have beaten Isis by this point in the future. Let me check my tricorder. I mean, no, whatever this is.
It's a spectroscope.
Ah, it's a PKE meter. David, I bet that is Bill and Ted's phone booth. Here, take my iPad. Never mind. Boy, they really don't want you to steal that thing. Three, two, one, pause. Okay. I'm paused at 24:52. I like this episode so far. Dana. I can't hear you.
Shoot, I was muted.
Ah.
When I clicked it, it jumped.
There. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or
So
it's right after the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's actually, I'm gonna make it larger so that I can move it more carefully because, oh yeah, this is. Yeah, I know about that. So I'm like waiting. I'm like, yeah, but I will say, it doesn't like. They don't even have Nathan look around like, where am I going to hide? He just like, okay, yeah. I'm going to get caught.
He's going to see me. So yeah.
Yeah. They say somebody's coming and they give it enough time. They're building up suspense, but like he had time to at least look and be like, oh shit, there's nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
But that's not in there. I was like, okay. I just go with it, but
he's coming. Yeah. I'm caught.
Yeah.
Screw it. I wonder what his plan would have been if she had not turned out to have screwed over this guy too. Yeah, but yeah, this is a good episode. I've noticed I really tend to appreciate the caper episodes. And this, yeah,
definitely it falls into that category.
This is a good caper episode.
Oh,
David Corrigan suggests he already looked for places to hide.
Well, he didn't exactly move toward him. He just like, oh, the places to hide are too far away, I guess.
He should have jumped in the phone booth. It was set up and everything.
I know.
It was established.
Who knows where they would have ended up?
Yeah, exactly. He could have gone back in time and they could have pulled off the caper completely, perfectly, right? Yeah, ER Mixon's probably right. The plan would have been to knock him out.
You're assuming there's a plan. Details. Yeah.
Radical Bacon says, I wonder what Steve would say to a heist role-play game. Do you wonder?
Radical Bacon, I don't think that's very honest of you.
Do you really wonder?
Because, I mean, he'll tell you. I'm
yeah.
sure. I mean, I'm... Steve.
It's a brief, one-syllable response.
That doesn't make sense. I mean, because hooray is 2 syllables.
But allow me to point out the flaw in your thinking there.
There's a flaw in my thinking?
That would not be my response.
So I guess it would just be, yay! That's brief and 1 syllable.
No. Incorrect.
But it is brief and 1 syllable.
It is. That's correct. Yes. Jellorn, I've never actually done an escape room. That actually kind of sounds like fun. I would totally do an escape room. Yeah. I'm not like anti-game, like in general. I mean, I'm not.
He likes Monopoly, you guys.
Oh, for fuck. I'm not anti-game. I'm anti-role. I'm anti-role-playing game because I find them incredibly boring.
Says the man who enjoys
and baseball. Don't forget, you're always
ever.
You ride me about liking Monopoly. You ride me about liking baseball.
That's what it is. That's what it is. You like boring things and things that are fun. You think that they're boring. There's nothing wrong with you, Steve.
I feel like that's first of all, I think that's uncharitable, and I think it's a little reductive.
It's not uncharitable. There's nothing. How is that uncharitable? It's just I'm just making observations and noticing and pointing out patterns. Radical Bacon.
I will not play Monopoly with anyone I like. Some random geek. I don't.
My next question, of course, is: would you play Monopoly with Steve?
That's
what we want to know.
There's a lot resting on that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And some random geek, I don't just play with the dolls, okay? I tell stories with them, okay? Those are like actors in my little Star Trek comic, so
Except they actually do what you tell them. They go where you put them. They stay where you put them. They say what you want them to say because you put it in the little word bubbles.
Exactly.
So they're really not much like actors at all.
They're not like actors at all. It's really not. Actors are collaborators. Dolls are not collaborators. Dolls are just, they stand where I put them.
Pawns!
They're nice.
Thank you.
David, no, it's not. Telling stories with dolls is not an RPG. I'm not rolling dice. There are no rules.
David, because Steve is in complete control.
I make up the story. I do whatever I want. I don't fill out a fucking character sheet. I don't, there's no stats. None of the boring shit whenever seriously, I've said this before, and like a few, I guess it's like a month and a half or 2 months ago now when we were doing a podcast recording and Dana and Jason started talking about RPG stuff. I swear to God, I almost left the call because it was just so dull. Like I love them both. They're literally my 2 favorite people in the world. And they were having a great time talking about D&D. And I was just like, I'm just going to leave. Like this is, I could not possibly care less about any of this.
I understand you so well, but I cannot fathom how you can enjoy baseball and Monopoly and then say that role-playing games are boring. That is the most hilarious thing in the entire world.
I'm glad I can amuse you.
Ah.
No, Q squared. I would not be into role playing games. Period. I don't like role playing games.
Radical Steve, you just don't seem a very competitive sort. Like
Um,
you enjoy competition. Like I can see you being competitive, but it's hard for
yeah,
me to
that's
imagine you enjoying it.
I think I'm competitive in the same way that you are. I think I'm instinctively competitive, but yeah, you're right. I don't really
It
enjoy it.
stresses you out.
It's not. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah. Hmm.
because I don't always win, and being competitive is great when you're winning. It's the best thing in the world,
Not
but you're not
necessarily
always
exactly.
winning.
It can be challenging when you're winning too, because then like we got in trouble when I was in band at, in college for chanting "Run up the score, run up the score." You're not supposed to do that,
That's not
apparently.
very sportsmanlike.
I'm not Andre the Giant, okay? I'm not too big on. I would have just crushed his head with the rock the first time, okay?
I could kill you now.
My way is not very sportsmanlike. Nope, it's not. I'm much more. I'm Vizina, except I'm not stupid about it.
Anybody want a peanut? That's my Andre the Giant.
It's probably better than mine, but
You want to answer Radical Bacon's question and then
oh
and
oh
about which instrument you played, and then we can get
oh,
back to the show.
I play trombone.
Just like
um um uh uh
yes, just like Commander Riker.
I did a Star Trek thing.
You did
I
a
got
Star
the right
Trek
one
thing.
too. Oh,
Dean
that's
Sturgis, no.
exactly it. Exactly it. No, he was completely correct. And in the book, it actually says the Man in Black is getting nervous because he's totally figured it out. He just doesn't actually. He can't can't use the cup in front of him, and he can't use the cup in front of the other guy. He can't use either. So the correct solution is, I can't trust you. I can't use either cup. But it's
Yeah.
his hubris.
Dean Sturgis says that my hatred of RPGs is on the same level of disdain with which I hold conservatives. Not true.
No,
I don't
no.
think people who play RPGs are bad people. I don't think there's anything immoral about playing a role playing game.
Also, your hatred of conservatives is quite reasonable.
Exactly.
Whereas your hatred of RPGs is just
yeah, I don't
completely unreasonable. But that's okay. It doesn't have to be reasonable.
I don't,
things that you like. It's just a response.
I don't. Yeah, I don't hold it against. I mean, so many of my friends are like super into RPGs. I don't hold it against them at all. It's just it is. I cannot overemphasize how it is not my thing. It is so not my thing. But if you like it, do it and have a great time. I don't. Whereas conservatives, I mean, they could all drop dead tomorrow, and I'd be like, oh shit, really? Sip of coffee. You know what I mean? Like I like RPG players aren't the ones making the world worse for everybody. Conservatives are. So it's like, I mean, I'm sure there are some conservative RPG players, but it's not the RPG shit that is the problem. It's the other stuff. So like,
it's that other thing.
It's that other. So if RPG players start ruining life for everybody, then I'll have a problem with them. Until then, we're cool. Just don't expect me to play along. That's it. We're good. So, shall we? All right. We're going to count back into this once again. We're paused. If you're watching with me on Hulu, we're paused at 24:52. Yeah. What?
John Burns, Saffron's my favorite character, so this is one of my favorite episodes, and and I don't know if you were here at the beginning, but as we were right before we were getting started, I'm like, this is best opening.
Michelangelo Maccabee says conservative RPG is called QAnon. What a great line. I wish I'd written that joke. Absolutely. That's exactly what QAnon is. It's a conservative RPG. Actually, no, it's not, because it doesn't have rules.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not a game. It's not a game. It's just a
So it's something
delusion.
that you would enjoy because it doesn't have any dice
No,
rolling or
no,
stats.
I wouldn't because it's a conspiracy theory, and I don't like those. I like those even less than I like RPGs.
But they're made up. It's just it's just one. I mean, you know it's like a game without there's no rules. It's just who can come up with the most ridiculous thing that other people will believe. Like
Yeah,
it's almost like a competitive game in that sense.
yeah,
Oh my
that's very
goodness.
true. Okay, so here we go. You ready?
All right.
All right,
I'm so ready.
all right, everybody. I'm gonna, I can't wait. I'm gonna count us in from 3, and we'll watch some more of this episode. In 3, 2, 1, play. Yolanda. That doesn't fill me with confidence.
Yolanda. Ah, David, there it is. This is where we get you suffrage.
Be cool, Yolanda. Be cool. Thanks, Garrett, but somebody said it in the chat earlier. E.R. Mixon said, be cool, Yolanda. But yeah, I agree. It's a great Pulp Fiction reference. Hmm. Just, I'll be over here whenever you're ready. Damn. I didn't say that. Oh. Oh, come on. Language, Yolanda. Uh-oh. Whew.
Phone booth. Richard, that is hilarious.
Just let it play.
Okay.
Just let it play. Okay. This is the police. Can we come in, please? Yeah. Oh boy, I like seeing Mal beat up cops. Nice. Okay, that guy's dead. Corey, I totally could have. Foreshadowing, sort of.
Did you see it?
Did she get out of her restraints? I don't know. That was what she was doing.
Oh yeah! Congratulations, Richard. Personal amusement.
Well, shoot. Well, anyway, you know. Princess Jasmine? Back in the box.
Yes, yes, yes. Richard, absolutely. What are you crying about?
Just, for future reference.
Just so you know.
Just so you know.
FYI. David Gordon, exactly. Or even if she knows.
Right.
Book ending.
Oh, that reverse shot is great.
Nothing. It's all good. I'm gonna fly the ship. David, I bet Steve doesn't.
Good episode. No, I don't know the story. Why is the crew cracking up in this shot? Is there a story?
Oh, I don't remember it honestly.
Yeah,
I know I've heard it.
So David, if you want to share the story in the chat,
we're relying on you, man, because I would have to look it up.
Yeah, but yeah, good episode. And also, I just wanted to mention, because I thought that it was the same guy, and I looked it up just to make sure. The guy who plays Durin, Saffron's husband, Dwyer Brown, he also played Kevin Costner's dad in Field of Dreams. He was John Kinsella in Field of Dreams.
Isn't that a baseball movie?
It is a baseball movie. See, so it all comes back around.
To other boring stuff.
Exactly.
So.
Oh, okay.
David says,
yeah, go ahead.
David said that.
Yeah, David said they put a picture of Joss's face over Nathan Fillion's junk for that scene. Seems appropriate.
Yeah, it's like blurring it out, only better. Junk.
Yeah, that was a good episode. You know what? It reminded me, and actually, some random geese, another baseball reference. I am wearing my Niners shirt. The Niners are the Deep Space Nine baseball team. It's a good episode. It's a good caper, and it reminded me actually of an episode of Leverage.
Which one?
Well, just in general, just the way it's
Oh,
just the
okay.
way it's structured, just the way it's structured, especially with Inara showing up at the end.
Hmm.
You know, that's a very leveraged twist where it's like, because that's like every leverage
All of a sudden,
episode.
everything's gone wrong, and then da
Yeah,
da da. No, they had planned for it all along.
exactly. And it's like, and for some, and somehow it always works, even though you know that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like,
Yeah,
there's going to be 5 minutes left, and it looks like all hope is lost. And then, aha, I gotcha. You
we were
thought it was
planning
this,
for
but it was
this.
actually this. Yeah,
Yes.
you know, and it works really well. And this is a good example of that. So I thought it was a good episode.
Yep. So the one thing that I'm not really keen on is the whole that, you know, she told herself she'd never do this. It doesn't
Yeah.
it doesn't fly.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't seem internally consistent. Like, you know, her yeah, it just doesn't work. I can't make that make sense. Um Yeah, Philip, that would be so nice. But yeah, and also Hector, yeah, Leverage. I love Leverage.
I think, I mean,
Such a great cast.
I've the only episodes of Leverage I've seen have been the ones we've watched together, and we're a little bit into season 2 of it. I think when we left off last time around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, controversial opinion. I think Leverage is a way better show than Firefly. Like I don't even like if it's not even like a difficult question. It's like which better, Firefly or Leverage? Leverage is I would like Leverage.
It's so good.
It's
The
really
whole,
good.
I will say, it's interesting because who's your favorite character?
Oh boy, God, it's tough. I like.
Okay,
I
fair
think
enough.
no. I mean I like. Oh, I'm. What's I can't think. It's been so long since we watched. I can't think of all their names. Piper,
Parker.
Parker, Parker. She's up there, and then also what's uh Christian Kane's
Elliot.
character,
Elliot.
Elliot. Yeah, he's great. So either Parker or Elliot, because Christian Kane is so good, and it's like I totally like having seen him in other stuff. I totally would never have cast him as that character, and he's
I
perfect.
know, and
He's
he's so
perfect.
good.
He's perfect. So yeah,
I can never remember which direction it is. Hold a knife like this, slice a lemon. Hold a knife like this, cuts through like 6 yakuza. And just there's so many, and then
Yeah.
the whole, you know, it's a very distinctive sound. It's a very distinct, you know, it's some of his recurring line.
Yeah.
And then the bank job.
Yeah.
Who are you? Well, ma'am, we'd be the cavalry. And then of course, just that whole scene is just one of my favorites. You know, hey, what smells like crank and screams like a girl? And the other guy, he just wham, trying to get out of the passenger side. Wham! And he finally just says, "Stay in the car." Oh, Alice, foster dog.
Oh, a foster dog.
Fostering a dog. Radical Bacon. Are we working on a I'm kind of working on a caper-ish.
Sort of.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Why is everything is too much?
I think we could easily. I tell you what, it would be. I mean, obviously, not even on the itinerary at this point, but at some point in the future, I think a caper story for our version of the Titans would be a hell of a lot of fun. I don't know if we're ever going to actually write it, but I mean, the idea of taking how we've laid out our version of the Teen Titans and doing a caper story with those, I think would be tons of fun.
John, congratulations.
Yes. Garrett points out, I did not know this, that the showrunners of Leverage also wrote the Halle Berry Catwoman movie and The King of Queens. So, you know, maybe some people are just good at one thing. Well, and because the other thing, like Leverage is also it's a Dean Devlin thing, right? Doesn't Dean Devlin, isn't he one of the producers?
Executive, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, and he's made some absolute fucking garbage in terms of movies. But I mean, Leverage is a fantastic show. So, he's got some talent.
John, I love how Elliot always knows random facts because he listens to the women that he dates.
Yeah. Weird how you dates. You pick up a thing or two.
Yeah. Oh yeah. As you said, you didn't have any. Yeah, we already talked about our. Somebody asked about.
Oh yeah, our vaccinations. Yeah.
Side effects. Yeah.
Yeah, you had a little bit of fluiness.
A little bit of yeah. Stay in bed the next day.
And I had absolutely nothing.
Yep. Yeah. So yay.
Unless I am developing a blood clot and I just don't know it yet, and it'll go into my heart and I'll just drop dead.
No.
Well, I'm not hoping for it either.
Well, here's the thing. You do that, I'm not watching any more DS9.
Oh, God damn it, Dana.
Tis what tis.
Even if it was my dying wish.
Yeah, you wouldn't be around. Why would it matter?
Make me. make me dead, Steve.
Not happening. Good luck with that. Well, any other observations?
Not really. I mean, I do like people are. I get why Saffron is your favorite character. I do think she would have been, if the show had gone on, I think she would have been a great recurring foil for Mal. Mm-hmm. I presume that they would have brought her back, for future episodes if the show had gotten picked up for more than one season. She's like a recurring sort of, not like antagonistic without necessarily being like a full-on villain, and she has
antagonistic.
Yeah, and she and Mal have a nice sort of tension between them. So yeah, but I think it's a good episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I say, Garrett said something about just speculated that if it had gone longer than a season, they may have focused more on the caper aspect of it, which I think would definitely have helped the show overall, because I think those have been my favorite episodes so far, the ones that have been sort of,
Charles, I'm sorry you missed us. We're just hanging out a bit.
Yeah, sorry. We're done watching the episode. Yeah. And Garrett, I mean, yeah, you're right. If Deep Space Nine had been canceled after the first season and everyone just judged it on that, it probably would not be as beloved by Star Trek fans as it is now. But I mean, and it did get a lot better after that first season. Like, spoiler alert, Dana, it does get a lot better after the first season. But I don't think I am in, I guess, the minority of people that I do not think the first season of DS9 is bad at all. Like, I mean, I know it kind of there's that sort of.
It's been eminently watchable for me.
It's not like there are a couple of episodes in the first season that I would put among the best of the entire series. Not that many. Like, there are definitely stronger overall seasons. It's the weakest overall season of the show, but I mean, like, it's not bad at all. Like, it's not bad at all. And there's sort of this conventional wisdom among Trekkies is like, oh, all the shows have bad first seasons. No, I really don't think so.
Well, it just depends on how you mean that. If you mean bad in comparison to the rest of it, then that makes sense.
Lesser than the rest of it. Yeah, I mean, the least of the seasons. But I mean, like TNG has a rotten first season. Like, TNG's first season is just rotten. There's like a handful of decent episodes in that entire season, and I don't think there's any that deserve to be rated among like the best of the entire show. But Deep Space Nine's first season is way better than that. John Burns, thank you for the super chat. It says, think about how beloved Star Trek fans would have felt about Babylon 5 if DS9 had ended after season 1. Well, I mean, was the inference there we would have jumped over to Babylon 5?
or resented its success.
Resented it, yeah. Like, if Babylon 5 got its full 5 years and DS9 only got one. Garrett, Classic Trek's first season was the best of classic. I agree with you there. Yeah. What was the ooh for?
Challenge statement, holding off on this until after the next at the end of the next Dispossessed Readway, which is going to be the last one.
Yes, a week from this Friday.
Yeah,
because this Friday is Ask Away, and then a week after
Ask
that
Away.
is the last chapter of The Dispossessed.
Yep. Ask Away. And so, yeah, hey, folks, if you patrons, if you haven't turned in your questions, you got a few days, and then everybody turns theirs in on Friday.
Yeah, I know. I actually, and I haven't, I haven't looked at it yet. I haven't.
You haven't even
so
looked?
I'm not
Dude,
even
it's
sure.
Wednesday already. What if I had sent you one on Monday? And like it said it's Monday, so you have plenty of time to think about this.
But I know
now you just wasted 2 days.
But I know you didn't, because you always tell me when you post a question.
I was gonna say, well, maybe next time I won't, but I don't know that I'd be able to. I sent you a question. Read it. Alan Moraine.
Alan Moraine! John Burns, yeah, after Deep Space Nine, there was Voyager, and after Voyager, there was Enterprise. And then there was the quiet period before the
calm before the storm,
before the Kelvin timeline movies, and then eventually Discovery and the current sort of era,
such
and such and sundry.
And such.
Well,
did I tell you that I got a bunch of books out of the library? Because holy heck,
you did, yes. But you can tell our fine viewers if you want to talk about your library haul.
Well, okay, so like I knew I had a book that was on hold and it was waiting for me, and if I didn't pick it up by Thursday, like tomorrow, that they were going to be sending it back. That was the deadline for picking it up. And this was yesterday. So I was like, well, I guess I better go, because on Wednesday it's supposed to rain all day, and I'm going to be dealing with that. Especially carrying library books, you don't want them to get water damage, because then you have to pay for it. I mean, whereas if my books get water damage, I'm just like, oh well, I can still read it. So,
right, it's my book. I don't care.
It's my book. Words still on paper, all good. Yay for print. So anyway, and then I checked right before you left, and it's like, oh no, there are 3 books on hold for you. I'm like, oh crap, because I still had the Edward Snowden book, and then I have it's not here. It's at school, because on lunch I was reading Cast at the Origin of Our Discontent, which is really good. I might have to get that one, because I'm having the urge to write in the margins, which shouldn't do with our library.
It's frowned upon by public libraries. Yeah.
Plus, also then you give the book back and you don't have your notes anymore, and you're just wasted effort.
No point.
I mean, so that was one of the reasons that I bought Stacey Abrams' book, because I was like 30 pages in. I'm like, I keep having to take notes, and I want to write. I'm like, okay, just get my own copy. And then I got there and I was like, I have 3 books on hold. They're like, oh no, you have 5. I was like, oh boy. Gimme. Well, not just that, but I'm like, oh, and then also trying to get through notes on Pride and Prejudice, and also still not done with The Dispossessed, and we have another book. Thank God I've already read the other
the next book is one you know pretty well. So
yeah, I know that pretty well. So I feel pretty confident. Oh boy.
You have literally taught the next book. So
Radical Bacon, you argue about okay, first of all, Radical Bacon, just go ahead and give it back. It's okay. Like, legitimately, I had a book for years. Like, when we first moved here, I used my husband's card for a couple of years, because shortly after I first started teaching poetry, I was like, you know what? The way that I got to like poetry was by looking for poems that I like. I'm like, come on, there's got to be something I like. So I would look for poems that I like, and I finally built up, pages and pages of. I'm like, I like this poem, and thinking about why I like them. So I was like, okay, I want to give my students that experience. Only I don't have them for years, so I got 30 books, 30 poetry collections from the library, and I started asking students. I said, look, you need to find 3 poems. You can't have the same poems as anybody else. 3 poems for which you can identify the topic, the main idea, and at least one example of figurative language from it. So they're looking through all these different books, and then 5 of them went missing. And I'm just like, oh crap. And so I took the rest. I just put them back in the library, and then I never went back.
You never showed your face again.
And eventually, one by one, they kind of came back, and I'm just like, students. And then one of them, I think I eventually found 6 or 7 years later. And by this point I had paid the fine. And I was just like very quietly, look, paid the fine. But I still didn't, get another copy of the library card because I was just like, oh my gosh. So I think it was just last year that I finally got the new I got my library card.
Like a big girl.
Like a big girl, like an adult. I got my library card, and it is what it is.
And now you're still checking out books left and right like they're going out of style.
I really am. I am attempting to check out just the books that I'm reading, and I'm logging them on Goodreads. So Radical Bacon, I'm very curious about. So first of all, just return to the library and don't worry about it. If you don't want to pay the fine, just don't want to deal with it, just dump it off. They'll be glad to have the book back. But if you decide to pay the fine and be able to use your card again, they would love to have you as patron. I promise you. So. You're make some that is not true. You can just pay for the books. Just pay for the books. It's not that big a deal. But
it's not like you're probably not banned for life. Just
own it. And then get your library card. It's all good.
Speaking of books, do you want to?
Oh yeah, I got books coming up. So last week was Pride and Prejudice, but I have a book talk coming up on Saturday. It's going to be dropping, and it's on Fox and Socks.
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss. Yeah. So it's it's more technical than you would think.
Having watched it a few times because I edited it today, it's a really good video, and it's it's a great because you use it as an opportunity to talk about poetic
form
meter
and things. Yeah.
And it's really good. It's a really good. So,
thank you.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so the next week is going to be Pride and Prejudice again.
Yep. The end of volume 2. You're almost.
I'm less and less happy with Elizabeth. She's doing some, and I'm really not happy with Mr. Bennet and how he treats his wife. I mean, the beginning of, I guess it's the last chapter in volume 2. And I'm just like, okay. So we start off with about how badly this man treats his wife. He's not like physically abusive, but he's emotionally abusive.
Yeah. It sounds like, and like really.
And and we're supposed to find this funny because she's supposedly too stupid to realize that he is hurting her. He is provoking her on her. Oh gosh. I'm just like this. No.
It's, I mean, I haven't read it, but just from hearing you talk about it, it sounds really mean-spirited. Like the portrayal of Mrs. Bennet. It sounds really like Jesus. Is this character based on someone that pissed off Jane Austen?
I mean, I think it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be social critique. Like the idea is that readers of that time period would have been critical of her because, like I say in the video, she does everything that she's supposed to, and yet she's this very shallow, superficial character because that's what a woman was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mixon, I wanted to get through the original. I don't know. John Burns' Punch and Judy comes. It's from Commedia dell'arte. It's, I mean, not directly, but indirectly.
It's like centuries old, right? I mean, it's
it's old.
Yeah.
And then the John Burns, you asked with the book where someone eats lox. No, I do not believe there's any locks in.
No, that's one of the few rhymes he doesn't use in that one.
Charles Chapman, no, but that sounds absolutely fantastic. I used to have the entire book memorized. Like I could do it like along with the timed. I had a timed slideshow and I would do it. But no. Alice Watson, no. Right now I am looking specifically. I am looking for. I have a couple of books that I've put on my to read list on Goodreads that are from the perspective of Mary afterwards. So we'll see. I don't know. I am not particularly hopeful. And Emmerlian, that would be really interesting.
Bob Dylan, Green Eggs and Ham.
Yeah.
Hey, I do not like you, Sam I am.
Yeah, I don't know how that's And I mean, I figured I pay late fees all the time just because I'm not really paying attention to what's due when. And I have so many books out that I want to read that I like. I don't renew them right away because then your renewal period starts from when you renew the book. It doesn't like add on to like your original lending period at our library. So like you have to wait or you don't have to. But I typically wait to renew it until like right before it's due. But then sometimes I forget. Whoops. So yeah, so lots of books to read. I'm on I think the next one I'll probably because I've got an Ari Shah book, which is Rick Riordan Presents. And so it's like middle grade, edging into YA, but middle grade-ish, upper middle grade. And so I'm thinking I can burn through that one pretty quick. So we'll see. So hopefully I'll be like, okay, please finish some of those. Yes, I have heard that one. Jones, the
Oh, I've seen that too. Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson doing "Go the Fuck to Sleep." Yeah,
yeah,
that's great.
So good.
And I've also heard Werner Herzog reading "Go the Fuck to Sleep." It is amazing.
Wow. Okay, so Werner Herzog, Samuel Jackson.
Oh, I prefer Werner Herzog, but I mean Samuel L. Jackson is. I mean, the book was written; it was made for him. I mean, it was like that's a perfect. Of course, you want to hear Samuel L. Jackson. Would you please go the fuck to sleep? I mean, it's perfect. But Werner Herzog is different, but it's the same sort of thing, like, how comes you can do all of this other great shit, but you can't go the fuck to sleep? I mean, it's beautiful.
If I read any H.G. Wells, it's been a long time. I think I have. Was he Around the World in 80 Days? I know I read that.
Yes.
Okay, I know I read that one. Because I get him and Vern mixed up. And Time Machine too.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, H.G. Wells was a Time Machine. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but it's been a long time. I know I read Around the World in 80 Days.
The Invisible Man. Oh, apparently Around the World in 80 Days was Jules Verne. Okay, sorry.
See, that's what I mean. I do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And actually, if anybody's ever read, and War of the Worlds was Wells. Yeah, did you ever read that? I read that one when I was a kid. I remember that one.
Nope, I'm confident that I didn't.
I haven't read a lot. Like, I haven't read a lot of H.G. Wells, but I read War of the Worlds a long time ago. And I read The Invisible Man, which is if anybody's seen the classic Universal Invisible Man movie with Claude Rains, one of my favorite horror movies ever. It's absolutely a classic, and it's actually surprisingly close to the book. Most of those Universal movies that were based on books like stray pretty far from the source material, like Frankenstein.
Okay. I think Time Machine I did then, because I think I got Time Machine and Around the World in 80 Days backwards.
Ah, okay.
But I've read both of them.
I've never read the Time Machine. But yeah.
If one of them was Wells, then I've read some Wells.
Yeah.
But I know that I didn't, because when you said that War of the Worlds was Wells, I thought you meant Orson Welles.
Well, that too. Yeah,
I know. Because, and then you're like, no
relation.
And then you're like, and we went through like this conversation.
Yeah.
So
it was both.
Exactly. Which is a little bit confusing.
The Martian. I can't do an H.G. Wells. I think Jason actually. Jason's going to be to go into my plugs, because we talked about your YouTube channel. By the way, Dana's YouTube channel is linked in the description of this video. If you're not subscribed to Dana's channel, you should subscribe to Dana's channel, because her videos are amazing. And leave her comments. Leave her lots of comments. Please
leave me comments. Subscriptions, the bell thing, that's great. Yay. Or likes or dislikes. Comments are
But so I'll be doing my Ask Away stream on Friday, and then on Monday my guest for the conversation stream will be Jason Harding. Will be my guest for the conversation stream on Monday. And if I remember,
have you asked him what his charity's going to be yet?
I have not.
Slacker.
I have not.
Gosh,
Okay.
you've only got like 5 or 6 more days.
I know, and I'm only gonna, and we're both gonna talk to him on Sunday because that's when we're recording our podcast. So, John Burns, yeah, thank you for the last super chat, John Burns, who says I heard Elvira read "Go the Fuck to Sleep." That sounds interesting. But anyway, so yeah, Jason will be on with me on Monday, and if I remember, I'll see if I can get him to do his Orson Welles, because his Orson Welles is better than mine.
That's not saying much.
Most of the impressions that Jason does that I also do are his are of course his are way better because he's an actor and he's brilliant.
Is he going to bring any of his puppets on?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not.
Okay.
Those puppets are dead. They're not. They're not dead.
That's just rude.
They're
Steve.
not dead. They're not dead. They're not
that
dead.
That was rude.
I hope at least Oswald's not dead.
The charity links.
The charity links. Charity links.
I don't know which direction I should point. Should I point this way?
Actually, well, the chat on our screen is below us. So
it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't scroll.
Well, now if you're watching it on YouTube and you have the chat open, then it would be to you would want to go. You want to hold it up to your left. Your
this
left.
Way?
That way. Yes.
That way.
That's where the chat would be.
Charity links. There's links there
in the live
and
chat.
And the Legal Defense Fund, and or if you're watching on mobile, then it's down there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Down where? No. So, and Radical Bacon just paid their library fines.
Congratulations.
Yay, paying your fines.
To the left. To the left. It's where in the direction of the star.
There you go. So yeah, and then let me see.
And one other thing that I would encourage people to do is to make use of the library. Check out more books. Check out books that you think you might enjoy or that you are somewhat tangentially interested in. And if you don't like them, just take them back because it helps their circulation numbers.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're not. I don't want to say they don't care if you don't read the books or they don't care if you don't like the books, but getting the circulation numbers up is awesome.
Yep.
So yeah, just check out the books and
make use of your library.
Read 10 or 15 pages. And if you're just like, not my cup of, or, I want to read this later, but I just don't have the energy for it right now. God knows I felt that way a lot lately. And then just take them back. And then their circulation numbers go up and you find out more about what you like. It's like everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Everybody wins. Especially our society, because it's nice to have libraries. So anyway, you have to go because you have your family Zoom coming up in less than 10 minutes now. So we will wrap this up. We'll be back. We'll be back next week to watch Deep Space Nine. And I haven't looked up to see what our Deep Space Nine episode is going to be next week.
I bet it's in space, deep in space, and there's a space dad and a space kid.
And it's the 9th one.
Oh, really? Oh,
the ninth space station. It's Battle Lines. Oh, that's a good one. I remember that one. Yeah. So the next episode will be. Well, of course not. That's the whole point of the series. Of course you don't remember. You've never seen it. So yeah, we'll be back a week from tonight for the next Trek Reluctantly. We'll be watching Deep Space Nine Battle Lines, and yeah,
it sounds intense.
There is
battle lines are drawn.
There's battles. Battling
and lines.
Yeah, there are lines and there are battles. Lines. There are lines of battle.
Even though Picard doesn't say it.
No, Picard does not say the line must be drawn here.
Yeah. This far, no farther. I remember that. That's one of the few things that I remember. I remember that one.
And I will make them pay for what they've done.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
And then he immediately calms down. Alfred Woodard's like, whoa, just back it up. And he's like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
I don't remember that either.
Good scene. Anyway, so thanks everybody for watching. Dana, of
Radical
course.
Bacon, you might be able to search the library online to see if I love using Goodreads to make my TBR list, and then I see what's available on the library. Interlibrary loan. Interlibrary loan. I can't even say enough good things about interlibrary loan because it's like it's magic.
Other libraries send you books.
It's just like you ask.
Your library talks to another library.
You tell the computer that you want a book. Your computer tells you when your book's at the library. You go to the library, you say that you have a book for me, and they say, here it is. Like, It's so simple. It's great. I love it. I love the internet. I love interlibrary loan.
It's beautiful.
And
Yes.
Your producer says we're ending.
Hey, come on, he's counting us off. Come on.
TikTok, Steve.
Actually,
Shives.
I mean, it's TikTok for you. You're the one who's got. I mean, I'm just watching wrestling.
Hey, it's my family. I get along well with my family. They'll forgive me.
Yeah. Well, there you go. All right. Well, let's not.
And you better watch wrestling. Enjoy your wrestling, Steve.
I always do. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.